talkie, it's movie chatter.
There you go. Power that voice right over the top.
Oh yeah. Gotta use that baritone.
It's been a while since we've been in here.
It's hard in the summer.
It is.
We're all so busy.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff going on lately.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, and Dan and I were just talking about this. Summer is officially over, like this week.
Oh, yeah.
It's like literally the first official day of fall.
Thanks
Even
for the
though
reality check.
Today it feels a little
know.
gross out there. It's a little humid.
I know. I feel bad being upset that it's still warm. I was like,
you shouldn't.
I was like, it's actually warm and kind of summery today.
But I am
appreciate
excited about
Fall
Not
weather.
being
about
hot.
opening the door and getting that first ultra
Crisp
dry,
smell.
like
yeah, that great crisp Midwest,
like
air.
24 degrees.
Yeah,
Ooh.
24.
I don't. You jumped some steps
yeah,
there,
yeah.
Dave.
You hit a that's a month.
Well,
or-
to
I was
burn your
thinking more.
throat.
I was thinking more like 54.
yeah, 54 is great.
Oh yeah. No, I would like below freezing.
Oh boy, you are just really
Jumping right to it. You and
Dave's like-
Dan.
yeah.
You know, I like it because we work, in the off-road world,
in the outdoors.
and it's nice when everything is frozen and you don't have to worry about your boots
Getting
going
stuck
through
in
a
the
mucky,
mud.
right? Where
Oh yeah,
your
That's
boots stay
fair.
completely dry.
I do. That is the beauty of the below freezing weather. We
like
do
below
love that.
freezing
Probably-
without snow.
And it's easier
Yeah.
to stay warm than stay cool, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah. I don't envy you working in the heat.
right. I mean, I look like the Michelin man, but I got to get into the video here, Don.
Dave's
Yeah,
gonna-
where's Dave?
Dave's gonna join the
There he is.
video. Not that this is YouTubing, but there he is.
Gotta
Are
be in
people
the
going to be able
shot.
to see this on YouTube?
Sure.
3 views.
Yeah.
No, we can still get a couple hundred.
Heck yeah.
Give it a good title. Doesn't even have to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
just
could just give it some sort of creative thing to hook people.
there you go.
We're going to review RRR again for the 4th time.
Yeah. This is an analysis of RRR
Actually, Ram Sharan is actually going to be on the show.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to meet
He's
him.
coming in
I'm
here
so
shirtless.
Excited. That's
It's
how
gonna be
I would
great.
be here.
And Bahubali, we're going to be doing that as well.
There you go.
Got
There
all
you
the
go.
characters coming in for interviews.
Let's
Nice.
see if they can-
A round table discussion.
Roundtable
There
discussion.
you
yes.
go.
Mm-hmm.
But, I just thought we would talk about summer, what we've been watching.
Yeah.
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 You know, like-
There's been some stuff lately.
Has
you-
it been a good year? I'm trying to think about the best movies of the year. I think you have
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick.
I was
Well,
looking
kinda
at that
crushed
too.
it,
Up
right?
there.
There, you know what? And I was looking back at series too, and there's been some good ones. Like how about Outer Range?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was a good one.
I
you know,
actually went
it's
across
like-
that the other day and went,
Oh,
I'm ready for season 2.
Totally forgot about that. How about Severance? I was like, I would love
Oh
to
yeah,
see some
no, I'm
more
waiting
Very
for that one
creative.
too. Waiting for that one too.
Yeah.
It was really good,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like that was another time ago.
I know, right? That's what I was saying. Like, we're 3/4 of the way through the year.
Right. I mean, there
And
was a
it-
season of.
I have no frame of reference for when this year started, I guess. Like, what was this year? I have to go back and look.
I don't even know what the
Yeah.
beginning
Like where we started.
was. Don't have any notes on that, but
Oh.
Not off the bat, but there's been a lot, and they're still coming. I mean,
right now
Still
we're
good
kind of
stuff
in the
out
we're
there.
kind of in the no great movies out right now.
Well, because if anything was coming out now, they hold it till the holidays.
right, and then like all that like Oscar-y kind of stuff. Isn't there like a push at the end of the year?
Right, because then
for,
you're
like, the-
fresh
the
for
best-
awards.
Yeah, like something that's just gonna come out
Yeah.
and be out there.
a lot of horror movies are out right now because
Well, yeah.
Oh,
We're almost in that season.
but it's a little early yet, like Barbarian, which we can talk about for a moment. I'll give you a moment talk.
Yeah, you saw that.
Because Beth and I saw it, and then Bill saw it separately. We're not going to do a
In the
review.
theaters.
In the theater.
Only in theaters.
God,
Yeah,
totally worth it.
it's got huge, high ratings.
Yeah, it was. Now, I went to the theater
It looks scary
and
as shit.
never
Yeah.
heard of it until 20 minutes before we went to the theater.
What?
Whoa.
I came home and Beth said,
Are you kidding?
Let's go do something. I said,
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what's out at the theater. And she said,
Wow.
Barbarian is rated high.
Oh, she actually.
And you were like, oh.
And I'm like, okay.
He turned into a cartoon and his legs started spinning.
I
and
was
then he was like, pew!
yeah.
High-rated horror. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Wow, that's pretty.
Dave was like, I love you. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
How unusual is that you didn't even know about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally off my radar.
And I didn't as well. I mean, I saw that and I immediately thought of like, I don't know, Conan the Barbarian.
Right.
I mean, I have no.
Totally
it's
different.
It's nothing like that. It's like an Airbnb gone bad or something.
No,
like that.
it's really good.
Isn't that more fun though that it wasn't on your radar and then
Yeah.
just plopped
Oh.
into your lap and blew you away?
Right. You're not like watching trailers and getting all that like hints as to what it's about.
Right.
Right. Only thing I did look because I was like, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
And then I did see high Rotten Tomato score, and I went, let's go.
Okay.
Fair.
But
Then you just got excited.
But yeah, so
What's
Bill and I will do
give
a
us
full
a-
review
how
for it, but
about
I'll give you a
how about
little teaser.
A little
teaser.
teaser review.
But I would definitely go see it if you're in the mood to spend the big money on a horror movie.
You could see it on discount night, probably, couldn't you?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Go to $5 Tuesdays
It'll
or something.
probably be streaming during Halloween time, I bet.
Oh, I wonder.
It'll be,
Okay.
on
Sure.
$20 or whatever, $15.
It's out, right. It's out in more than a month out of before Halloween.
So my quick little review of it, I know the director.
Okay.
This is his first movie.
Wow.
So that's always a good sign because a director, or I think it's possibly a director and writer, the same guy. You know, they always have.
It is.
Your first one's
Yep.
going to be good because you've been thinking about it forever.
Zach Kreger, written and
Zach?
directed by.
There you go.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
Say that.
And
Say that again, Dave.
No joint credit either, so it was his baby, right?
okay,
He's
yeah,
been
it's his
thinking
baby.
about
He's
it
been
for a
thinking
long
about
time.
it. He's like, oh, this shot, I want to do this shot, and
Yeah.
it's like. I want to say the word that I want to say. It's like nothing you've ever seen before, but it is like nothing you've ever seen before. It's a new take horror movie, but it's going to be familiar, but unique. What do you got? A trailer going on?
In
there?
a minute. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
And there's beautiful people in it, so everybody's good.
It's got some. I mean, it's got Justin Long.
Yeah,
It's got Pennywise.
Right.
The guy that plays Pennywise,
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
fantastic.
And just for a flavor, I mean, what's the tiniest little synopsis?
A girl
Mm-hmm.
is in town for an interview, goes to an Airbnb,
Mm-hmm.
and she finds that someone is in.
It's already been rented.
It's double booked.
It's double booked, and the guy goes,
Hey, why don't you come on in?
"Why don't you come on in? Why don't you come on in?" But it's a lot more than that.
Some stay for a night.
That would be.
Some never go home.
Whoa.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah. So that seems like the easiest description of it, but it's way beyond that, and I'm gonna say way. Like that's not even the movie.
Okay.
That's the setup.
That's
Yeah.
the setup.
I saw that, she goes to bed the first night and then someone comes, unlocks her door and then she's kind of walking through the house and gets to the basement and there's a crazy door.
Why would you
have
ever
to
go down there?
You have to pull a rope. Would you go in there?
No.
And from the producers of It as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So they saw some promise in it, threw some money at him.
I mean,
good.
well,
Good,
if you
good.
saw, so we're watching the trailer, and there's this hideous cement tunnel that goes down into Nowheresville.
Stairs that you can't see the end of.
And
Would
somebody-
you go down?
Somebody is like, "Help me!" or something like that. I would turn around, walk upstairs,
Call 911.
call 911.
Get some authorities in there.
Do not take your
You're
phone
just
flashlight
your
and
phone flashlight and walk into an oblivion.
I wouldn't watch the trailer. I didn't see the trailer beforehand.
Right.
So
you didn't know any of this?
I wouldn't watch the trailer, even though this isn't very spoilery. I think
Really?
I would not.
I mean, They start doing some quick cut flashes here where it's like, ouch.
There's some serious tunneling.
Yeah, they're
down
giving a
under
lot.
that
They're giving a
house.
lot, right?
Okay.
So,
Oh, and it looks so unsuspecting from
Right.
the outside.
Yeah, so you never know what's
All
going to
right, cool.
Barbarian.
Looks good.
Okay.
yeah, I could give away so
Highly
much.
rated. Could it end up being the best horror movie of the year?
It's 100% the best horror movie of the
Oh.
year.
I heard,
alright.
I saw a social media post of yours that said best thing since anything but Jackson, or what was that one
Anything
called?
for Jackson.
Anything for Jackson.
Yeah, I mean that was the last original one, and
Is this original like that as well? Where
Yeah, it's
seems
totally original.
nice.
Totally original. Looks like something that I don't know if Quentin Tarantino did a.
I already
Horror
have.
movie.
I already have a theory.
Oh, really? As to
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yep, I do.
You want to give me a little theory?
Well, I mean, like, it could be a cool premise anyway. Like,
Because I want to go.
is it double booked on purpose, and that one person is there to like capitalize on the setup downstairs, and
No.
one person is the victim?
100% no, 100% mistake in booking. Whoop! I shouldn't have. That's a spoiler.
What? Speaking of other big horror movies that are out right now,
Pearl.
how about Pearl? Now
That's suggested if you like the Barbarian.
Okay, yeah, that's a prequel
I
to
heard-
the movie X, which was really good.
Okay.
the story of how Pearl became the vicious killer seen in X. Okay, I haven't seen X.
So the-
Maya Goth is supposed to be just phenomenal.
Right. So
Is
in
she-
Maya Goth in the movie X
Mhm.
plays a double role. Okay,
Oh,
she
really?
plays herself. She's like it's like a 1970s porn. We're gonna make a porn movie. Okay, in like a barn,
Oh, I seen that.
and they rent a barn
yep,
from like
I remember the trailer
from a couple.
Yeah, huh?
So she plays one of the girls,
Oh,
and she also
wow.
plays the lady that she's renting from. And the lady she's renting from is the 80-year-old Pearl.
Oh my gosh, is that true?
Oh,
I
cool.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so Pearl is what that old lady was as a young girl.
Oh wow. Do you think I should watch this first? I haven't seen X yet. Should I go do Pearl first? Would that be like a weird way to watch
I
it?
actually think that might work.
Wow.
I think that's probably a good way to go. It's kind of like Brahmastra.
This looks
Ah.
good.
Or not Brahmastra.
Bahubali?
Bahubali. I
Where you
want
kind of wish you would have seen the second one first.
first. Like I
so
think
you knew the story.
you know.
It's like a cheat. Yeah, but
But yeah.
I've just been seeing that this just came out, I believe, and people are loving it as well, as far as getting into the horror
It's the season.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll give you one more horror. We can move on after that.
All right.
Great.
I just watched a movie called Goodnight Mommy on Amazon Prime. It's actually a remake of a movie that I saw like a year or two ago, which was German. And I think this movie is a little better because it's in English.
What's it called?
It's called Goodnight Mommy.
Okay.
Amazon Prime if you want like a light.
Naomi Watts. Okay.
Yeah, Naomi Watts. Wow.
Twin brothers arrive at their mother's house and begin to suspect that something isn't right.
Right. So it's twin brothers go to their mom's house. The dad drops them off at the beginning of the movie. Dad doesn't even want to go inside to see the mom. And right. And she just had like some surgery. And so she has
She's just covered. She looks like the mummy.
yeah, she looks like the
Right.
mummy, and the
Covered in-
kids
covered in
don't think
bandages.
that she is
Even
their
the real-
mom.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. But
And
she
is
is.
she?
But she is. And
So there's like a double twist in here.
And these are legit twin boys,
Jeez.
obviously
Yeah.
acting together.
And you,
Oh, is
you
that
can,
right?
it's
Okay.
on
Uh-huh.
Amazon Prime. Everybody has that, so you could watch this tonight. Naomi Watts really playing a great role. Like she's putting herself in like a not gorgeous mom
Okay.
role. You know, she's really
Sure.
like, you know how actresses don't want like cameras shooting them the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah. You
Like-
want a
Yeah.
good
Like, she
angle.
has,
You want
like-
good lighting.
Yeah,
Sure.
she has her.
I do that with selfies.
Yeah, like they're like zooming in on
Get it
her
from
neck
above.
and
Okay.
giving her some horrible shots occasionally.
Oh, okay. And you've seen it?
I saw the original, and I just watched that last night in my garage on the big screen,
Oh, wow.
and it's pretty good.
Oh, you are just knocking out the horror movies. And
This
it's a
does look
mystery
creepy.
mystery as
yeah.
well.
So I watched the first one. It seemed actually a little too creepy. The little German boys were,
Like you didn't want to root for them because they're too creepy.
yeah, they seemed really like
Mm.
You're like, I don't trust you.
yeah, just like they're gonna be pigeonholed as actors because they, I don't know, they look like little Hitler youth or something,
Interesting.
Okay.
But it was much more easy to understand and get all the nuances of, what they were feeling. So
Okay.
that's a good one.
I like
3
it.
horror movies in a row we talked about.
Oh,
Bam,
how about
bam, bam.
I'll keep up with the horror ish thing. I was just on HBO Max the other day. Did you know? I think it said recently added. Not that Dave cares because you probably have it all on 4K. But
Let's see if I
all
do.
of the Universal monster movies are now on HBO Max.
Really?
Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, Werewolf, all of those,
I do
Bride
ha-
of Frankenstein, all that stuff is just recently being added to HBO.
Really?
Yep, it's all
Well,
available
I'm
right
very
now.
excited about that. I do have a lot of them on Blu-ray, not 4K.
Yeah.
It's
So-
hard to actually, upgrade. I don't know. If you
Yeah.
upgrade a 1938 movie
Right.
to Blu-ray.
Right.
What can you do
Yeah.
upgrading it to 4K?
Yeah, not much, right? At 10 and 1080, it's already looking about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, right.
But still, the interesting thing about all those movies is that they're all very short.
Oh, very short. They all have like the
Hour
end at the
hour
end.
and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I looked at all of those, and I'm paging through them all, and they're all an hour and 10. And they all have what at the end?
It just all of a sudden cuts to the end.
Right.
Bam.
Bam.
So I'll give you a recommendation. If
An
anybody's listening, the best Universal horror movie, if you want to watch an old one, which would be the original Mummy, is the best. It's fantastic.
you know what?
I think I've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at I watched all the trailers last night, and I'm like, of all of them, this actually looks like the best horror movie. Like less, I don't know, not campy, but he seemed like a real monster.
It's really good, and it's of course because there is a beautiful young lady in the movie, she does a great job.
Yeah. Cool. Well, there you go. So you can catch up on all your horror there. All your
There you go. Oh, Don actually
Threw one in.
threw one in there that I
Alright.
had no idea about.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come over and we can watch some sort of vintage stuff in your basement.
Right.
Okay, so let me tell you, just so you know, what I've been doing lately is
Uh-oh.
besides, it feels like I haven't been watching anything. Like I haven't been
Sure.
watching Goodnight Mommy, Barbarian, blah, blah, blah. But I'm only watching Game of Thrones right now. Like I
Oh,
started
yeah.
watching.
Devoted to it.
I am 100% devoted to starting at season 1. I'm on like episode 2, season 3 right now.
Yeah.
Where Game of Thrones is all I watch.
Wow.
So
You're
at home,
You're on what again?
season 3 already.
Oh my gosh.
And it is so good. This is only the second time I've watched it. So this is, I watched it one time.
And I remember it getting better.
I never made it to the end. So
I
now
didn't either.
Now I'm going to make it to the
Same
end.
Maybe
here.
I should join you.
But let me tell you, Joffrey
Oh,
is
he's
so evil.
The
Like-
little
Yeah.
kid.
I was wondering as I'm watching it, like, am I going to hate him as much?
Yes.
And
Yep.
oh my God, he's
I remember, like, he just makes your skin crawl. He's just so awful.
like, I feel bad for the actor because what?
He's-
Everybody who meets
He's
him is probably like,
stereotyped?
ugh.
Yeah, he's going to have to like dye his hair black.
Do you know the story and everything, right? A little bit, like as to like what happens and
Oh yeah, will
Going
it be
forward.
spoiled
I
for
don't-
you at the
I
end?
don't
Because
know-
it will for me. I mean,
I
I
don't
know what
know-
happened.
I
even
don't
though
know
didn't
anything
finish it.
past season 6, maybe.
okay. How's Joffrey doing in season 6?
Oh, he's dead. I mean,
Okay.
oh yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
know he dies.
Okay,
Yeah. He's probably going to die in season 3.
yeah. I forgot when he dies.
I'm
I just
actually
wanna-
this
No,
time
not
through
season 3.
things happen a lot quicker than I remember.
I can't believe you're already to season 3 because aren't there like 20 episodes or per
And they're
season?
full hours too usually.
But I'm just
Jesus.
I'm listening to most of it.
Ah,
So let me
ah.
I'm listening and watching.
Okay.
But
Is this one of the narration things?
Yeah, so I want to tell you. So if you go to HBO Max, you can go on the audio, and they will not only give you audio,
Oh yeah.
but full description of what is
Yeah.
happening.
Like it's a book on tape.
Right. Yes, for
Like-
people
like-
who are blind.
Like Joffrey is walking into the room with a scowl, and then he starts speaking,
Yes. That's
and
it.
you know,
A book on tape with a full performance.
oh, it's
I love
so
it.
good. I mean,
Yeah. Exactly.
So you
It's
can
so-
like watch a movie while you're mowing the lawn.
I even and
I
then
have
you
to try to do that.
you know the
Right?
characters more too. Like there'll be a scene normally where you'll watch it and you don't know exactly who is in it or
Sure. And they're
small
telling you who's in
characters.
the background.
They're telling you everything.
Somebody you might not have even caught
Oh, definitely.
by watching it yourself.
Yeah,
I
and-
love that.
And actually, they will comment on what attitude that person has.
I feel like
Really?
that's genius
Yeah.
because this is like a cross between reading the book but seeing the movie. Like you're getting those little details that have to
Yeah.
be like glossed over in a movie and only represented, or a show. I mean, whatever. But
Yeah.
So you always watch with subtitles on.
Yes.
But I will recommend.
then you don't miss any dialogue. I get it.
Right.
For sure.
So what's fun is you watch, if you actually watch it with the description on,
Oh gosh.
it's even
That's a
better
lot.
because
Really?
you don't even have to think about what's happening.
Just
you know,
telling you.
it's telling you
just
exactly.
injected into you.
I'll try that. I mean, I've done that before, and I was like, "There's so much talking. It's almost
Somebody
it's a little
distracting.
distracting. It's like,
Well,
you
no,
know.
I mean when they're talking a lot, they're not
especially
going
when
to
it's
give
like
you
the opening credits, and they're like, a big word is on the screen right now.
Right.
right. Netflix appears,
And
Right.
The word Netflix is in.
but when there's, Game of Thrones has a lot of, big huge shots
Yeah.
where they'll tell you exactly where you are, what house you're
I
on.
do love to know more about it
Yeah.
because as a dumb guy, it helps me.
Well, in Game
to
of Thrones, there's
understand
a
what I'm
lot of
seeing.
that. Like you're like,
Yes.
wait, why did they just show me that? Like there
Yes.
was a lot of little details
Mhm.
sprinkled in that you didn't realize what you saw until later. So
Yes.
having
Yes.
a little bit of tidbits here and there would definitely be helpful.
It would. I mean, I even love like not different subject, but like the new show House of Dragon. I love that after every episode they have another episode of like explanation by
Oh, right.
by
Like
the
breaking it down.
directors and stuff and
I haven't watched any of that
showrunners.
yet.
That's
Yeah.
really helpful because it's
Yeah.
like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
And
Right.
then they catch you up.
So I like I like House of Dragon so much. That is what inspired me to
To
Yeah.
go back.
go
Yeah.
back. Like, how much can I
Fair.
get done during the week until the newest episode is done? But
Yeah.
and I'm
Cool.
really paying attention where I may watch or listen to the same episode 3 times in a row
Oh,
till I
wow.
really
Really
get it in there.
Oh, that's
You know?
awesome. There you go.
So you basically will have read the books almost.
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Jon Snow, I really didn't know.
Mm.
I didn't feel like I really knew him.
Oh, you had to-
Also,
Anne's
Rob
got a
Stark.
crush
I
on
didn't.
him.
I didn't really feel I knew him at
Huh.
all.
Well,
you-
and by this time you
And
had
there's
to have.
and there's a lot of stuff that's coming up, which isn't really a spoiler, that I've completely forgotten. Like the famous red wedding.
I was gonna say you're coming up on that. You're
Okay.
in season
Oh, yeah.
3.
And let me tell
So
you
Rob
something.
Stark's still around right now.
Yeah. Right.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think I should do the same thing because Anne watched it religiously,
It's
and
so
I would
good.
You were a peripheral viewer.
yeah, I would be like, walking in and out, like, oh, what's going on right now? And then she'd tell me, and so I could. It's one of those things where you kind of know the story, but and on some episodes I would watch all of it, but some I would just be, there's a lot of content.
So now where I'm at right now is beginning of season 3. Jon Snow just met that girl over the wall, the redhead girl. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to have sex with him badly, and she takes him back to her camp and all that stuff. But did you know that a fact I didn't even know is they're actually married now?
Really?
Oh, in real life? I did
in
not
real
know
life
that.
they got they hit it off quite well during the show.
Surprise.
Surprised when the actress is telling you how bad she wants to have sex with you.
They weren't.
She
doing
wasn't allowed. It was a thing.
But they weren't really acting that much, right?
Right.
There was a
Maybe.
lot of real.
Or maybe
emotions
that's
going
where the
on.
spark was lit.
Right.
There
so
you
now,
go.
now actually I'm watching it.
She got so into her role that,
And now I can actually
wanted to
really
live it.
watch their eyes and go,
oh, I
I'm
see the
really-
chemistry.
yeah, I'm really looking close. I can tell
Yeah.
what's there.
We know that you're really having feelings for him right now
Oh.
as you're filming this.
Yeah, because she's like, really like,
You're not a good actor. That's just real.
that's real.
Or she's such a good actor that
She's
it's spilled over into
Right.
real
There
life.
you go. She can't even control.
She's a character actor. She
Exactly.
dove right in.
Yeah.
As I imagine that's a very, weird world to be in, right? I mean,
absolutely.
you have to just literally.
I've heard plenty of actors say that it's like, taken over their life for years,
How
ruined
could you-
relationships. I mean,
how could you not? I mean,
Yeah.
especially a show like that, which I'm sure
it's very
is like,
immersive.
you're there. It's their job
And
every
paying
day,
you so much money.
paying you so much money, and then
Treating you so well.
here I am every day, and my job is to pretend that I love that person. And so you get
And
into
have it be
it
believable.
and have it be believable.
What a perfect
And they
job.
happen to be gorgeous because they're an actor too. And
Right.
I'm gorgeous because I'm an actor. And pretty soon we love each other.
There you go.
Oh, we're just people.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just happens.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
It's happened.
It's happened a lot.
It's happened
Let's
a
be
lot.
real.
Happened a lot.
Although Mr. and Mrs. Smith definitely don't love each other anymore.
I just watched that also, too. I wanted to see if I could see that chemistry happening.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Brad Pitt.
That movie was
and,
pretty steamy.
Yeah, very steamy.
and
really
what's her
good.
name?
Angelina Jolie.
There you go.
He was still married to Jennifer Aniston.
So right,
at the
so
time.
House of the Dragons, really great. We don't
Just
have to even
Dragon.
talk about it too much. It's House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
House of the Dragon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the origin story before Khaleesi's,
Right.
prior. So
Right,
it's a prequel to
It's
Game
like
of Thrones.
200 years ago.
Right.
Which I've been watching a lot
It's
of.
200 years ago, but they're jumping quite a bit. You got
But there are ties, right? I mean,
you have
not,
the first episode, then the
Yeah.
second episode is 6 months, and then third episode is 2 years jump.
Right.
And I'm told they're going to go 40 years in this show.
Right.
So they're going to skip a generation
the actors,
or two.
I believe we are ready. I mean, if you're watching the show, I believe we're on episode 5 right now.
Tonight.
And that is the last one that these actors are going to portray.
Rhaenyra is going to change.
Rhaenyra, right, because if you look at the IMDb, it shows that Rhaenyra has a new
plays
actor.
someone else.
Right. This is going to be Rhaenyra. Oh, that's Rhaenyra right now. She only does 5 episodes.
Okay.
And so we're getting ready for her to switch over to.
I would love to see the next Rhaenyra.
I'll find it here in a minute.
People are they can wait.
Yeah.
They're interested too.
Right, but I mean, all the
So
old
it's
men.
going to jump a significant amount of time where now, like, the young people are the next generation.
Boom.
Oh,
That's
her. That's the old.
That is
okay.
that is Rhaenyra. Yep.
Wow, she
She's
looks kind of old.
Yeah. Now I think there's 3 Rhaenyras
Oh, okay.
possibly.
Yeah, I understood that it was, like I said, going to cross several generations because it's going to tie in.
Now, obviously, no one would name their kid Joffrey. Okay.
I don't know. I
But-
bet that hit a spike
Do you
during
think
the
so?
show. Absolutely.
But
I bet if you looked it
Rhaenyra,
up,
to me, really sounds like a great name.
Yeah, it does.
It's a pretty cool name. It's a pretty cool name. How about the Queen Alicent, the Rhaenyra's buddy in the
Yeah,
show?
yeah. Allison.
This is her next derivation.
Oh,
wow.
Derivation.
Okay.
Olivia
Cook.
Cook, who we know from, I know her from Ready Player One.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're gonna jump forward.
Great.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of beautiful people.
she was
Good
in-
story.
Okay, so another thing that I've been watching, I'll do a double tie-in again, is I've also before.
Can I get one more question on House of Dragon?
Yeah. Let's.
If
just-
you were to have
we're gonna
sex
give these
with
people. We're gonna give these people a long episode.
yes, if you were to have sex with one of your uncles, which one would it be?
Is Angelina Jolie my uncle?
No,
Okay.
you wish.
I didn't say aunt. So
Probably a living uncle. I'm gonna go with
yeah,
the
in your
living.
case, it would be an aunt. Yeah, that's what it would be, I guess. Yeah. Spoiler alert for the latest episode 4 of House of Dragon.
Yeah.
It could go either way sometimes, aunt or uncle.
Yeah.
Those
That last
Game
episode.
of Thrones.
That last episode is.
Yeah, it's that whole that's a common thing, isn't it? That incest sort of
Yeah.
deal and in
I had to watch it on the big screen because I wanted to
Preserving
see
your
if there
line.
was.
mhm.
Because to me it looked like there was some type of penetration, but no,
I think
It might have
It was
been
a
just
little
a-
too believable.
just a little grinding.
I think something happened where he couldn't do it. Yeah, that's scary.
It's scary. Okay, so we'll move on to before House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. I was also on The Office kick. So I watched 5 seasons back to back,
Of The
Aw,
Office?
that's
or
a-
listened to
With
them.
Steve
That's an easy
Carell?
Yes, which I
digest.
know. Now I've watched The Office
Wow.
front to back.
Beautiful.
Maybe this is. I don't want to,
A
toot my
loose
own horn.
estimate. Okay.
A loose estimate. 10 times
Ooh.
straight through.
Wow.
Okay,
so,
that's good.
so I know every episode. I know
Inside and out.
every facial expression.
Yeah.
It's such a good show.
It
I mean,
is.
such a good show. I haven't
Ugh.
seen it, especially not back to back that many times.
And-
but
and-
it's
And what made me do that
The
was
best.
watching The Patient.
ooh.
So
Oh.
I'm watching Steve Carell,
Oh.
and I'm
okay.
liking Steve Carell in The Patient, going, you know what?
Are you seeing?
I need to no. Well, actually,
Okay, so
I
I'm
told you about that. I said that it's a very serious show,
Mhm.
but if you watch every episode of The Patient and you really know Steve Carell well, Michael Scott showed up in like one, like just a glare. Like he tilted his head slightly, and so what I'm thinking is, Michael Scott really isn't Michael Scott.
it's a little bit Steve Carell.
He is really Steve Carell, so he
Okay,
so
right.
He has
it
to
was
actually.
an exemplified Steve Carell.
right,
He took
you-
that and went with it.
That's a lot of actors are that way, right? When you get to their core,
Like,
it's
this is how I could be if I really let
Yeah.
it all out.
And what you see in most of their performances is their real person.
Right. So I saw Steve Carell did a head tilt and kind of like a throat clench and thing, and
because that's him. It's his
And you were
facial
like- it
it
expression.
was like that's
and that made you go, I need to see The Office again.
it did.
Oh,
That's
that's
great.
awesome.
Well, I can weigh in on The Patient because I've seen all that there is.
Let
to
me
be
hear
seen.
what you guys think.
Yeah,
We're 4 episodes in.
I think Bill said he wasn't
he said
loving
not
it.
great. He said
What
not
about
great.
you? Have you seen?
I think it's really good because it's like
And this is
it reminds me of Dexter. You have a serial killer.
okay.
Yes.
Who is his patient?
Well, and it's a little bit like Dexter in that every now and then there's just like a smidge of you can't even say. I almost want to say humor.
Right.
I mean, they're like Dexter wasn't a funny show, but it was like very real, and like things would happen where it would almost make you chuckle, even though it was a very
Yeah.
dire situation, obviously. But I mean, Steve Carell carries it.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
phenomenal. Like I'm a huge fan of his anyway, and he does not disappoint.
Every time I'm watching him, I'm like, wow, you really are. He's actually so good. I wanted to go. Should I watch that space?
Oh, yeah, you should.
Okay, because
Yeah.
he's really good
He is, and
as a serious actor.
you will appreciate him even in that Space Force. As I'm watching Steve Carell, he's doing the best he can with what he's given.
Do you know what The Patient is about?
I just see it as he is a psychologist that has like a patient that is maybe psychotic and is going to kill him or something like that, and maybe like I don't know.
It would be a giant spoiler to tell you
Well-
what it's about
And
because
it's
you
like-
only have episode 1, and then the
Kidnaps him or
entire
something?
show
Yeah,
turns
I mean,
into something else.
It-
Oh, really?
It's set up in the first, 10 minutes of the first episode. I don't know that.
Do you see
Oh,
what
really?
That's so
actually
much of a
happens to
spoiler.
Steve Carell in the first episode? Because I would give it away if you would.
Okay, so we don't have to give away how we think it happened or what circumstances he's under now. Even if you watch the trailer, he wakes up in shackles. We
Yeah.
can start there.
Okay.
That's what happens. And I appreciate maybe I'll butcher his name, Domhnall Gleeson. I know him from that Time movie with Rachel McAdams. Yeah, that
Yeah, he looks
something
like
about time.
About
There you
Time?
go. And I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite rom-coms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. He's a ginger fellow.
Yeah, but he's not in this.
Okay.
And
Yes,
he's the patient. He plays
Yeah.
the patient, and he is creepy.
Oh, he's also in Ex Machina. He plays the guy that wins
wins the
Yeah, I
contest.
know
wins the
it.
contest.
Yep. So I know him from a few things. So he
it's
seems
a good
fairly
actor.
diverse. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was gonna say. Just props to him. Because he does make your skin crawl a little bit.
Wow.
You're like, ugh.
Huh.
And then once
He's
I
really
realized,
good.
I was like, where do I know you from? And then I was like, oh, you're that, lovable guy from About Time that, but yeah, definitely a different role. It's a lot of character acting. Not a lot happens in the first several episodes. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of
Okay.
subtlety.
So we're
But I-
mixed. We're
but
mixed
I'm enjoying
reviews.
it because
Absolutely.
Bill, not so much. You guys are
Well-
saying you're going to stick with it.
well,
I am.
like I said, I like watching every
It's a
nuance that Steve Carell can do with his face. So
Yes.
10 episodes.
I'll watch anything he does except for Space Force, but I'll probably start watching that.
Yeah, I'm with him. I enjoy every crinkle of his forehead. So if you're a Steve Carell fan, you got to watch it.
Right. So there he is.
There you go.
He comes to Steve Carell's office because he is one of the best psychologists,
Okay.
and basically,
Yeah,
He
he feels like he's the only one that
trouble.
can help him.
right. So how do you make sure you can help him?
There's a lot of story,
You shackle him
You kidnap him and,
And
you
make-
put him in your basement
and make him
and then intermixed with that, you're getting like
interesting. Okay.
both of their backstories and like how everybody got to where they are, and
Yeah.
it's good.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah. So it doesn't. It's not even described as any. There's no horror to it. It's a thriller.
Yeah, it's suspenseful.
So-
I'll
I
give
mean,
it that.
if someone was very susceptible to horror,
Sure.
the fact of somebody shackling somebody.
Oh,
in
there's
bed.
scary. There's scary moments for sure. That's what I'll say. It's suspenseful, and every episode ends with like, "You're kidding me! I have to keep watching."
Right,
Oh,
because you
nice.
don't know what mood the guy is when he comes in.
Nice.
I have
The
to say
eating.
that they're eating. This guy brings takeout food, like the most unique takeout food constantly.
Oh.
Like, we're having this. Like,
Oh, that
I
sounds
don't even.
great.
I have to look it
Yeah.
up. Like,
I'll
what
be-
are you
I
eating?
know.
I'll be
It's like
kidnapped.
they boil their rice in entrails of fish and stuff. Like it's just anyway. But that's a very big part
a
of
lot
it.
of detail.
Yeah.
So
It's like a play in that
so
way.
really good
Love it.
Office and
And
The Patient.
The Patient.
The
Where
Patient.
can I see The Patient?
Hulu.
On Hulu.
And it is being released like one episode at a time now. So they make you digest it. It's
Which-
good in a way.
it's been so long since we've had. Everything on Netflix gets released.
Isn't that
at
funny?
once.
How spoiled we are. We're like, I have to wait.
But actually,
It's better sometimes.
I like it one at a time.
Did you hear that Netflix is contemplating going to that format?
I feel like it would
Going
be
back
a
to-
big change.
Going back to one a week.
Well, you'd get
I would.
get
Yeah.
more sustained viewership. They would drop the bar a little bit on the level, like the volume of content that they have to maintain. You know what I mean?
I forgot what the reasoning was, but it was something to do with that. Right. It's just the level of content that you have to produce.
I mean, if it's
If
really
everybody pounds everything through in one day, like
Exactly.
yeah,
good,
for
because
sure.
somebody will just sign up for a week, watch all the Stranger Things, and
Right.
cancel
And
it.
cancel. Right. Yep. I heard they are contemplating.
And I mean,
that.
if you have something like Stranger Things,
I'm
you can
kinda
turn
mad.
that into must-see Sunday night TV.
right. And then that's 3 months of viewership
Right. I mean,
at least. You know
Game
what
of
I'm saying?
Thrones, they're doing it right. I mean, I'm waiting.
They are. They
8,
are.
8 o'clock tonight, when the Packers are playing, I might want to watch Game of Thrones.
Well, and it draws you in because then in between when those episodes are out, you're still on the app and it's suggesting other things that you're gonna
Yeah.
get into and
Yeah.
watch. So I mean,
Yeah.
I get it.
I think I wouldn't mind if they did like the best stuff that way, but give me like the kind of crappy stuff all at once.
Right.
Because maybe sometimes I want to just spend a weekend and just watch.
Yeah, they
all
can't
of the-
completely do away with Netflix and chill.
I mean, right? Because something about being able to binge an entire season of something. I want 8 hours.
Especially if it's already released. I mean, there's
you
no
know-
question that that's just got to be there.
I mean, everybody is into your business about health, right? So,
Mhm.
maybe it's healthier. We don't need you to sit on the couch. You're going to get blood clots,
I suppose. Right.
you
yeah.
need to have a
yeah.
timer on these things,
Yeah.
or it
I'll
pops
take care
up.
of my own health. Okay. Thank you. Give me all the
Get up and walk around.
give me all the shows I want to watch.
I mean, they could make some kind of like intermission, like not let you just, you can watch them back to back and even skip the intro.
We suggest.
Like we
Right.
want it so quick.
Well, they do that a little bit with that. Are you still watching?
Are you still
Are
awake?
you still watching? Do you want
Yeah.
to play another one?
Isn't
Yes,
that funny
goddammit,
though? How you
just-
can skip the intro? I mean, like that's how impatient we got that we can't even like tolerate listening to the opening.
Right.
Music.
Exactly.
Like, no, just get started.
That's like a thing now. Skip intro.
Well, let me tell you, watching Game of Thrones, I do not skip the intro. I want that song
Right.
every
Yeah.
episode. That's all I hum.
I know,
No.
right?
I'm with you on that. Most often, I do
I
not
wonder
skip
how
intros.
many people use that as their wedding song.
Oh, God.
I bet it's
Oh, wow.
high. I bet it's very high. Honestly,
That would be.
it's a very
wow.
beautiful orchestral number.
Oh, that'd be something.
I might have to get it in the background here.
Hmm. No, please do.
It does. It gets stuck in your head instantly.
Nice. Yep. All right. Well, so that's what Dave. Is that all you've been watching, Dave? Or
I mean, that's pretty much all I've been watching.
you've been
those are
watching
the
that
big
Lord of the
ones.
Rings show as well?
We'll get
I
to.
can't wait to watch that one.
We got
What's
a
that
couple
called?
movies. The Ring of Power.
The Ring of Power. That's right.
Yeah, we gotta get that one in.
Movies. Hey, I went to the theater. I saw a movie at the theater.
Oh, I'm so jealous. You saw it?
I did. I saw Bullet Train at the theater.
I still want to see it so bad. I mean,
You know what?
how big of a fan I am of Brad.
Yes, and if you love Brad Pitt, enjoy it. Go to see it, or when it comes out on streaming, see it there.
There it is.
Let's take a minute for.
Let's just take a breath.
Back to
The best part is when they show the wall, and then it goes into that. I'll tell you when. I know exactly what they're showing now. It's funny. I literally only hum this song all day.
You are obsessed right now. You are.
Yeah, I am so
You are in
Game of Thrones.
You are in a
But
Game
you-
of Thrones groove.
But you know what?
Tom's gonna see you across the quarry now and be like, he's marching. He's
I know, right?
I don't.
know
he's
what's going
walking
through his head.
majestically.
But I'm watching this for me.
He's
This isn't
imagining
like
himself there.
I don't want to do a podcast about like, this is like 100% for me. I don't want to do a podcast about Game
yes.
of Thrones and tell you about the episodes.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying. When you do a podcast for so long, it seems like everything you watch
It's
you
for
need.
the podcast.
It's for the podcast.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remembered
yeah.
last week you literally said that to me. You were like, "I'm gonna watch this show for me."
I'm just gonna
I
watch
love
it
it.
and
That's
enjoy.
great.
And I want goose pimples and I want to cry.
So we don't want. We don't need to talk
Oh,
about it
Dave's
every
totally
week.
vested.
Oh
Dave's
yeah,
just
100%.
gonna watch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Have I cried yet? Yeah, Ned Stark dying
that's really quick. It's hard to get like. I mean, it happens fast.
Joffrey.
Yeah. That
God damn
fucker.
it.
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches. Your mom said he didn't have to die.
But he did it anyway.
But he's like...
and then Arya has to watch it. She sees it happen.
Yeah, and then he walks out and his head's on a spike.
It's fucked
Look
up.
he's like, look at it.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Fucked up.
It's just for you. So just enjoy
Just for
that.
you.
You don't need
Fucked
to.
up. So 2 movies that I watched. Elvis and
I started one.
you
Yeah.
started
to
one.
talk.
Dave's just monopolizing
yeah.
here.
Jones-
I
mean,
just
we
want to
can-
know if it was as much fun as I want it to be, because I heard that Brad Pitt was like so happy to get back to work. Like this was one of the first
Is it?
movies that they got like more opened up in shooting post COVID.
Is
So
that
it was
right?
like people were back together again, and I heard that Brad Pitt was like on fire and so involved and was the best of the best. You know, kind of living his best life doing it.
I gotta figure that is true, because it was exactly that. I mean, it's not some kind of rocket science move your world kind
I
of
don't
movie.
need it to be.
But it was a lot of fun. I can see why people said maybe it ran out of story.
Right.
You know, but it didn't necessarily for me either.
Was it action packed?
Oh, completely action packed. This thing is so action packed. I mean, it's a bullet train. They are on a bullet train.
Literally.
They are literally zipping along the entire movie. And the thing
like
is,
They don't
Japan or
have time
China?
to set up a lot of details.
What
Boom.
country?
It's fine.
Like Japan or
yeah,
China?
Japan, man.
Okay.
So it's he's a bad guy. He's trying to retrieve something for somebody. Maybe it's a suitcase full of money. I don't know, something like that. And they
Classic setup.
Yeah, there's
Fights
kingpins.
ensue.
There's
Other people are
minions.
after this
Exactly. There's
briefcase.
bad guys of all different
Great.
levels. So you get just a full cavalcade of great characters.
word.
All kinds of
Cavalcade.
I know, I love it.
all kinds of
Props, well
guys
done.
I mean, if you look at this picture, there's
Yeah,
all
that's
these fun
fun.
characters. Really good.
Colorful,
Fantastic.
sensational,
Yeah.
unbelievable fight scenes.
This guy, him
Look
from
at
so
him.
many shows.
Does it remind you of any other kind of movie, or is it unique?
I want to say, gosh, it does remind you of some movies.
To me, I'm thinking, looking at it, is it a Death on the Nile kind of movie?
It's like
Probably a little faster.
It's a little faster than Death on an Isle. I want to say a little bit of maybe Knives. What is it?
Knives Out?
Knives Out. Okay.
Oh, because you have all these different colorful characters.
Right, colorful characters. There's definitely some mystery going on. You also want to say that it's just high action. Incredibly brutal at times. You'd be surprised, but it's definitely R-rated for blood
Violence.
and guts. Yeah, because they're gonna shoot some people and they're gonna be really shot
Is
right
Brad
in the
Is
head.
that Sandra Bullock in this?
It is Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I love
I really
her.
like having your iPad there so we can kind of watch as
She-
well.
Sandra Bullock, I didn't even know was in it, but she is in the trailer, so we're not spoiling anything. She plays Brad Pitt's handler.
Oh, perfect. I
so
love
you,
it.
So you literally only hear her voice.
Is Brad Pitt
except
kind
till
of
the end of the
wimpy
movie.
in this movie?
He's not wimpy, but he's like a guy that really wants to improve himself, and he's into all this
he's
sort
trying
of
to better himself.
Zen things.
One of those vegans?
Perfect.
Yes,
oh, that
exactly.
probably spoke so much to him because
Like
that's
me?
like
Oh.
where he's been in his life for the
Yes,
last quite
he
a
tries
few
to
years.
he tries to relate to the people and to be a
He's
positive
like not
to
going
the
to kill
universe.
someone unless he has to.
Right, and he's completely hilarious through the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, this
good.
is perfect.
Yeah, he's literally always funny, so it's super light.
Okay,
I mean,
so
this
Brad
is-
Pitt has jokes that are landing.
Oh, constantly.
Oh, good.
Him
Good.
and there's another duo in the movie. They play brothers. Surprisingly, it's these two right there.
Oh, that's fun.
Those
Aaron Taylor
fellas.
Johnson, is he any good?
Oh, He's fantastic.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Plays
that's
like
fun.
kind of like a badass kind of gangster, but yeah, he and the other fellow
Because he gets a bad rap, not
Yeah.
being a great actor. But I'm
Yeah,
waiting
no,
for him
no.
to hit
he's
his peak.
he's totally fine in this. I mean, they're not asking him to do a ton.
He looks like a young Nicolas Cage in that
He
shot.
does.
Yeah, and this fellow Brian Tyree Henry is also, really good.
Godzilla.
Yep, exactly. He played the podcaster.
Yeah, he's actually going to be in the
Yeah.
Apple Godzilla show too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it got not great ratings, but I think the audience score was higher, and I agree with that. Totally worth.
It's a little more of a
worth watching.
popcorn movie.
How
It
did your
doesn't
drink
have
get
to
by-
be.
Completely.
How did your drink get on my papers?
Because I asked you you poured it for me.
Oh, okay. Put a little whiskey in there.
Yeah,
There you go.
he's empty. That's
There
why.
you go.
Yeah.
Add
So
add a little bit of that to that.
there you go. Yeah. So I would say it's a thumbs up, and I think
All right.
you guys would enjoy
It'll be
it.
everything I need it to be.
Yep. Exactly. If it was Bill,
fair.
he'd probably say it could be a Thursday or a Friday.
Popcorn
It's-
movie.
Yep. It's just great to just put it on, and I'm sure on a big screen, loud, it's going to keep your attention for an hour and a half.
Cool.
Love it. Love it.
Hour
love
and a
it,
half
love it.
only?
Something like that. I don't know exactly.
Okay, because I was expecting it to be like.
Oh, 2 hours, 7 minutes.
Never mind. 2
so
hours,
it felt
7.
like an hour and a half, so
did
it
not
was
s-
fast.
It did not seem long.
It was
Okay.
at bullet train speed.
Ah, good one.
How about Elvis? Has
Oh.
anybody seen Elvis yet?
I waited. I was gonna watch it, Dave, and you told me I shouldn't watch it on
I
my phone, and
saw
that
it
was
at your-
that took immense restriction on my part because you know how much of a Baz Luhrmann fan I am, and I know that this is gonna be see all of those films, Romeo and Juliet, Great Gatsby,
Moulin Rouge.
I just love his work. It always lands with me, and this I'm sure will be no different. The story speaks to everybody. Everybody knows the stories too, so you can like tell it in a stylized way and still make it feel historical kind of. I'm excited to see it.
And be ready, because they're going to give you an Elvis that you may not know. I mean, I definitely was enlightened. I don't know if it's all truth, but it seemed to like
You believe it is though.
It did, and it expanded his character. It
Oh, it definitely
Made him a little more human.
the person was. I was more impressed with Elvis. I thought him to be a more like a true artist.
Yeah, you believe him to be more than a larger than life character. Like
Yeah,
he,
than just
like
the-
he truly was a larger than life character.
Yeah, right. And he's just not that cartoony guy that you know from the the
The
sequin
Vegas
suits.
shows.
Yeah.
Right,
I
but
mean,
it actually explained to me. It explained the later Elvis better than I knew. You know,
he
I'm
was
a fan
subject
of
to a
Elvis.
handler, basically.
Right, but I didn't realize it's not a spoiler, Elvis anything, but I really didn't know the part about him having to pretty much having to be in Las Vegas all the time. Like
I didn't know that either.
Like you can't go anywhere. You're
Right.
in Las Vegas. That's all you can do.
It's
is
sad
do
a
it.
little bit. Like he
Oh,
became like an
yes.
owned.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
owned. Like you will be
Yeah.
there no matter what you do.
It's very
you're going to be on
sad.
that stage.
Who's the guy? Was
Colonel Tom
Colonel
Parker.
Tom.
You're-
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're going to
woof.
hate Tom Hanks.
Hanks.
and great acting on Tom.
I was gonna say I've
Whoa.
always known that Tom Hanks. I mean, he's one of the most versatile actors of our time, but he's also one of the most pigeonholed. He was never allowed to be a bad guy because America loves him as the good guy too
I mean,
much.
Yeah, right. And he plays this, and he plays it very subtly here.
Maybe in a fat suit with like a turkey neck, we can buy him as the bad guy a
It
little bit
is
easier.
such a good suit that he's wearing.
Oh,
like
you do not. There's nothing.
It's shocking.
Never jumps out at you at all.
I'm sure Tom Hanks was just thrilled to do this. I
I
mean,
under-
he wishes he could have done more.
I understand why fans of Tom Hanks don't like this movie. I heard early
Yeah.
on because
is
they
that
were
right?
like, he's so. You're so.
Yeah, nobody wants him
I
to
wanna
be a bad
choke
guy.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. But you don't start out that way. You
No.
start out going, Oh, he's helping him out. He's
That's
like,
how every handler and pimp starts. They have
Yeah.
to earn your trust.
yeah, and right, he's that way, right. By the end of it, you're like, why didn't you just fire him? And
It's a great movie.
He's
I've
already
watched
vested.
it
beautiful,
4 times already.
and it's beautiful visually as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
you know,
Boz is always good for. That cinematography is
Just-
never lost. And with like perfect coupling with choice soundtrack.
oh gosh, soundtrack here, obviously.
And this guy playing
Gorgeous.
Elvis here is
Oh.
going to be a superstar
oh, you
for
know,
sure. Right? What's his
for
name?
He's
Sure.
a handsome dude.
Butler something.
Right. I mean,
Austin Butler.
he's just beginning his career. And
this
he's
is
like
a good way to start out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's done a couple of things. I don't know what he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he was in that.
Oh,
don't even remember him.
I don't. It's probably
But-
one of the dudes.
I
at
actually
the,
remember him from the Shannara Chronicles, which was an MTV
Come on, Don.
Oh my goodness.
fantasy drama.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, that's actually good.
Okay.
you'd
Really?
Like it. Yeah.
Should we recommend that to the
That's kind of Lord of the Ringsy.
Well,
There he
okay.
is. There he is, right there.
Don't get me started.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's Lord of the Ringsy, but he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And I said he was prettier than Elvis. Dave.
No, Elvis
Despoted-
looks.
Elvis was pretty.
Elvis is gorgeous, and it's really cool how they start the movie off with actual real Elvis, and then they
good.
blur into him,
Superimpose some shots.
and then at
okay.
the end of the
Yeah.
movie they blur back from
They
him.
do. Yeah.
It made me cry.
It is good that way, right? I mean, they do that, verbatim, shot for shot reproduction of reality, and they do it really well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It would be a disservice not to.
I've seen
It's
a
a
couple
good enough story on its own.
Yeah.
couple emotional movies, but for me, maybe I'm way more Elvis fan than anybody here, or Bill that would normally be here. But I mean, I think there was another movie this year that like I ended the movie with just my head in my hands, and like
Oh.
this movie.
Head in the hands. You're right. You're verklempt.
You're
Dave's
like-
Dave's getting verklempt
Yeah, I'm
right
like
now.
I don't want Elvis to die, because I remember the day
Yeah.
he died.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember my mom just crying on her
Yeah.
bed.
She really loved him.
Yeah,
And,
oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
42.
It's a very sad story too.
Yeah.
Like his decline and just like what
Yeah.
happened to him.
Yeah, they don't really dive heavily into like the drugs and all of that stuff, and
Right. No
and, like,
peanut
getting
butter sandwiches.
right? The overweightness and stuff like that. I mean, for most of the movie,
You're
he's
seeing
pretty
him in his hype.
He's pretty trim, and
I mean, they
and-
were very,
Kind.
they were
to
very
him.
kind to Elvis.
yeah,
They could have
they
showed,
were, right.
but the last shot of him in the movie,
Right.
he's like
Yeah.
so fat he can't even actually.
Right, the guy holding
He has
the
to
microphone.
sing in a chair,
Right, he's
and then they go from that to the
40
real Elvis.
at 42. Right, yeah, yeah. It was.
Oh, Dave's
Yeah.
Dave's
Yeah.
gonna cry on air.
Yeah, and
It is.
So
It's a tragedy.
It was
Really
so
well done.
sad, and I never saw that song
I
being
never-
sung where the
I had
guy had
never
to
seen-
hold the mic in front
yes,
of him.
right, and then I love the fact that they literally go in that last scene. Major spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
They show the original.
They just
video.
blur
It's not a spoiler because you know what
Well,
happens.
he's singing the
Everyone
whole
knows the
song,
story already.
and it's the actor,
Yeah. Right.
and then they cut.
At
All
the-
of a sudden, they keep on going back and forth from different camera
but
angles.
then they switch.
and then
to
they switch
like
to real
the
Elvis,
real
and it's
historical video.
Oh.
exactly.
And it's exact. It's like, oh my God, yeah, wow, that's really what happened. He's sitting there with a Coca-Cola on the piano, and a dude holding his microphone for him.
But I appreciated like the cool shots of Elvis and Priscilla
Yeah,
in like on the airport. He's in that 600 Mercedes.
I'm
I mean,
sure everything is so
I
stylish.
appreciated
Yes.
every bit. Like the inside of that Mercedes was so perfect. They didn't.
spot on.
They didn't. They had like a $500,000 classic S600,
yeah.
like a limousine Mercedes.
All
And it was
right.
it was
Absolutely.
so good detail.
No expense spared as far as getting it to look accurate.
Yeah, so I just
I
want you.
should've
I want
just
you to see
watched
this
it.
on the big screen.
I
No,
know,
because
I
I don't want you to watch it on a phone. It's not good
Mm.
on a phone. You need to
It
see
would
it.
have still been good.
Yeah.
I could have been
Tell Kelly how good it
excited
is
right now.
downstairs.
It is right. We watched half of it in the garage on a
gigantic
a
screen.
15-foot screen and half of
Uh-huh.
it in the basement on a 10-foot screen.
Right.
And it's
worth it.
definitely worth it because, like you say,
I mean, your TV
Baz
downstairs would be
Luhrmann
great.
stuff
All right.
is it need to at least be a good size flat screen.
And with sound. I mean, if you have to
Oh.
have headphones on, but you don't want to be
Yeah.
watching it quiet. You want.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Yeah. I mean, I've heard some people say, I don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes are on it, but or whatnot, but I think it's highly rated. And
Let me tell you that after I watched it the first
I
time,
agree with
I
it.
said that it was probably 1 decimal point from being my favorite movie of the year.
Oh, I was gonna say
You
best of the year. Okay.
I mean, so far it's
It might be
Top
mine.
Gun
We'll see.
Maverick, and then this. I'm gonna say it's so good.
Top Gun's hard to beat, but
Yeah, I've only seen
Yeah,
Top Gun
I-
one time. I've
Baz
seen this
Luhrmann
4
turns,
times.
He turns movies into performances. He turns them into a show.
I actually heard somebody on a different podcast say, and they're heavy fans of Baz
Uh huh.
and Moulin Rouge, that they were disappointed that this wasn't like Moulin Rouge. Like you could have went that direction with it.
Huh. Okay. I
Well,
thought that's
like,
more
this is a-
fantasy.
Each project of his is different.
Right, so
it's markedly different.
They said this is his
Right.
most restrained.
Okay. But you know what? I
But
think
for me,
maybe it was restrained to make it more historical because, Moulin Rouge is almost like fantasy-ish.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's like
Yeah.
it's so visually, over the top that this is it definitely got good reviews. 78 Rotten Tomatoes, 94% audience score.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
The consensus, I'll just say, the standard rock biopic formula gets all shook up in Elvis as Baz
Nice.
Luhrmann's dazzling energy and style, perfectly complemented by Austin Butler's outstanding lead performance.
Wonderful.
So good performance, and then you got Baz Luhrmann.
This will be a
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
that, personally, for me, I'll watch this movie start to finish several times a year. It's so
there
good.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so
I can
good. That's a-
I can see that.
Yeah.
Enthusiastic
And then
recommend.
I immediately watched. What did I watch? Viva Las Vegas. Immediately afterwards,
Got you
I
jazzed
watched.
up for the real stuff.
I watched, Speedway,
Boom.
a bunch of Elvis.
I've seen a
movies.
couple of those recently, and they are good. Viva Las Vegas. Love it.
Yeah, because I used to think that Elvis was not a great actor. Then watching this movie, and they were talking about, I see what he was doing. Then I
Right.
went back to watching the Elvis movies, and he's actually.
He's good. They kind of pigeonholed him.
I was just gonna say it's a matter of handling. It's a matter
Yeah.
of opportunity.
Right, they were like, "We want you singing, Get Elvis singing." They didn't give him an opportunity to do anything super serious.
There was a movie he did called King Creole.
Mm.
That was like his best movie, best acting,
Oh,
Elvis.
okay.
And then, I don't know, they listened to the internet of whatever it would be back then.
Yeah.
And people
Right.
we want to see Elvis sing
Sure.
constantly.
Yep. Exactly.
And
Yeah,
Sure,
he
'cause he
didn't
was-
have the freedom to say no.
Yep. Just kind of forced in that direction.
God,
Love
what was that movie? Viva Las Vegas, or no, Speedway with Bill Bixby, with
No
like
kidding.
blonde hair.
Whoa, Bill Bixby ended up playing
Incredible Hulk.
the TV Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, crazy.
I heard they're doing a Priscilla coming up next.
Yeah, I don't like who they picked for Elvis. I'm looking at the guy going,
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't look anything like him. But
interesting.
We'll
I don't
see.
know that project.
We
I'll
shall
have to
see.
look it up.
okay, how about
stuff.
I'll just keep on throwing stuff at you. Pinocchio. Has anybody
Oh,
seen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Speaking
yes.
of Tom Hanks,
Speaking
we
of,
did a serious.
I'm actually doing this
family
kind of in
movie
good.
night.
I'm like joining everything together.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're doing a
Tom
great job,
like,
Dave.
Not even planned segues, and it's
What-
working out
What's
perfect.
up, Kelly? So you've seen a little bit of it, or
We did, and you know what? It
Ooh.
was a hard hook for the kids at first.
Oh, wow.
Like the little, because I mean they've never seen the original Pinocchio.
Okay,
Mm.
great.
No,
Of course.
I mean, and
Yep.
to be fair, that one it would also be a hard hook for them.
And I forgot the original Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's been too long since I've seen the original, and I feel like
Yeah.
if I went back and watched it, I would appreciate more like nods and tie-ins that they
Okay.
did that were like a modern twist on the original, and
Okay.
I feel like it was very creatively done that way.
Yep.
I mean, Tom Hanks, as always, was phenomenal.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Was
Geppetto
he?
was just
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Perfect.
Oh, glad
Perfect.
to hear that.
yeah, and I mean, he was, you know, goofy and ridiculous, but it was exactly how the character was supposed to be. So I feel like he just knocked that out of the park. I mean, it
Beautiful.
couldn't have been done better. But you had all of these other like very famous cameo people, like the Fox.
Oh my God. Who is the fox? Don's gonna get it.
No, I'm Keenan and Peele, but it was
Jiminy Cricket.
oh yeah, and, okay, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt as
Plays-
the Jiminy Cricket.
plays Jiminy
He was
Cricket.
very. I was like, who is that? Is that Ewan McGregor at first? And
I
then I,
thought
was
it was
like,
a-
no, and then
Unusual voice for
Keegan
Jiminy
Michael
Cricket.
Key.
Keegan Michael Key.
You had
as-
these like sprinkling of other like very good performances, either vocal or in person.
Now, do you know the original Pinocchio? Because I don't remember. Is this
Yes.
scene for scene?
Some of it, yes. Like so like the Pleasure Island where he turns into a donkey was very reminiscent because that's
Okay.
something that
Okay.
stuck out in my mind. Probably because it's like so just
Did-
like fucking like what is
Did
happening?
he
when
turn
you're a kid?
himself into a motorboat in the original?
He turns
I
himself
don't
into a
remember
motor?
that. See,
His
and
feet
I-
turning into a propeller?
Who puts it? What?
No, it's like when they're trying to get across water.
That was my
fast.
favorite scene in the movie. Like a whale is chasing him, and Pinocchio like decides to like spin his feet into like a
Oh.
propeller.
Oh, of course.
It's possible. I mean, the whole thing
Perfect.
with the whale happened. I mean, I remember that. But
Oh,
it's like I
it's
said,
great.
it's been too long since I've seen the original, and I
here.
guarantee you there are so many shot for shots. And
Should I watch the original maybe because I haven't seen it?
I think that there would be things you'd appreciate even more
If
about
I really
this.
want to get into it,
Yeah.
just get the full scope of things.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they did
Okay.
very intentional modern twists on take for take and a homage to the original.
I mean, it's obviously Disney, so they're going to be giving it the best homage ever.
Yeah, but
And so-
they like pointedly made it probably a little bit more diverse, a little bit more inclusive, and
Yeah.
just like more spectacular, more of a well-rounded kind of film rather than just a plunky story. I mean, it was really good.
I didn't.
It was
understand
really good. Okay.
Why did Tinkerbell need to have like kind of like that hairdo, like no hair? I didn't like that.
Okay.
Like,
maybe it's just
I mean, maybe the actual
aesthetic
actress doesn't
choice?
have hair, but
I mean, she's beautiful.
yeah, it
Just
just
a style choice.
a style
just a
choice.
style choice. Yeah, I
Jim,
would say
the
that's
cricket,
probably-
boy, I
That
really
right
yeah,
there.
like I don't know if I,
I
love
would
that.
have to say that's just a style
And
choice.
Pinocchio is great.
That's just
Yeah.
a casting
Yeah.
choice.
The boy who played Pinocchio, the vocal performance was wonderful. And
that's
yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. No,
we
he's
know
the
from-
cricket.
He's the
Oh, he
cricket.
plays cricket.
Yeah,
okay.
and he has
Who's
this-
Pinocchio?
He's literally just a child actor. I mean, I don't
Okay.
mean to say just, but I mean, I didn't know him from a ton of stuff or anything.
Okay, of course, yes, just a child actor.
Benjamin.
He's in some stuff. It's not his
Oh.
first. It's not his first
Ooh.
gig.
Oh, I've seen the Sandman. He's actually in Sandman.
Yeah,
Okay, so but you know,
but a
he's
movie
just a
like
voice.
this has the risk of being hokey.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
you know, it has its moments where it is, but it knows that it is. It's self-aware, and it
I heard before I watched it, I heard a couple negative things about it.
I did
But-
as well.
But I 100% love the movie. I thought
Yeah.
Disagree, huh?
fantastic.
well, like
Yeah?
I said, as far as being a kids movie, for the first maybe 20 minutes, Mavis was like, "I don't want to watch this one. Like, can we
Oh.
please watch whatever?" You know, trying to like fight it. But then
She got hooked pretty quick.
suddenly they were both like zoned in. And then afterwards, they were both like doing this bit where they would like pretend that they were a doll and wanted like somebody to come like bring them to life. And then they would like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, check that out. That it has not been received.
Poor.
Wait, are you kidding me?
Rotten Tomatoes, 26% audience,
You know,
33%.
and I feel like it's just such an old story too. Like I feel like they did their best in modernizing it, but there's only so much you can do, and they were true to the original story.
Well, let me tell you,
it
the
is
whale,
what it is.
everything with the whale is spectacular. I'm telling you.
And I mean,
it's
like
a scary whale.
You're talking about puppeteers and like a guy that, something is inherently creepy about a guy that lost his son and then like builds a doll and wants him to come to life to be his son. Like,
that's creepy. Yeah.
There's a little bit to digest there, but if you like gloss over that.
Okay. I mean, I trust you guys.
I mean, Beth watched it. Loved it.
Yeah. I mean,
loved it.
You can't think too hard about it, okay?
No, it's
critics. Go ahead and just,
tell me what they didn't like about it.
Here's the consensus. And you guys tell me why you don't disagree.
Mason gave it a
Mason's like Joffrey
that
lately.
He's a tough critic.
He was like, he gave it a side and then like tilted down. Did he not?
Okay, wow. Visually dazzling.
Yes.
But soulless.
What?
The largely inert Pinocchio reaffirms that you should always let your conscience be your guide, away from unnecessary remakes. Okay.
Ouch.
So,
all right,
and
I get it.
I heard somebody say that it lacked the, I don't know, that special spark that the animated version had.
I would disagree.
Okay.
If you felt like the original had a spark, then you will like this. I feel like. But if
the original isn't that sparky.
No, if you don't like Pinocchio in general, then don't bother for sure.
I mean, I think that reflects on the movie in general not being great.
It's the story. They followed the story.
But I mean, the fox that's trying to, corrupt Pinocchio is fantastic. Jiminy Cricket is better than any Jiminy Cricket.
That's what I mean. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean,
the animation is so good. The close-ups on his face are so good.
So I should watch it.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Watch it on the big screen.
Beautiful. Love it. Gonna do it.
It's really good. I mean,
some of the scenes, I was saying this to Dan, I was like, I want to see how this was shot, because it would be literally just Tom Hanks running around in a green screen environment, nothing around him, but being perfect, being phenomenal, like holding a cat that didn't exist, talking to a boy that wasn't there.
That's something to be said right there,
right?
Yeah. I mean,
right. I can see that. Yeah,
it seems
difficult,
creepy, whatever. But he lost his son.
There's
that.
Something. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why like audiences can't just totally rally around this, because there's something inherently creepy about it.
Right. It's a little bit.
It's a living doll.
A little bit sad. A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, then Pinocchio gets lost for it seems like
most of the movie.
Yeah, and then he comes back. Pinocchio, he's back, my son.
Oh wow.
He's been gone for quite a while. You should have been looking for him a little harder. But it's funny. Tom Hanks, anytime he leaves the house, he grabs his goldfish.
Yeah,
he's gonna carry a goldfish with him
in the tank.
Yeah, and I mean, he's like, if you really want to break it down, there's some things about the story that are super weird. Like, he makes all these cuckoo clocks that mean everything to him that people want to buy, but he won't sell. And like,
the cuckoo clocks are the best part.
He won't leave the house without his fish. Yeah, he's basically a psycho.
Cool. Did you watch it on the big screen or a phone? Phone or a big screen?
No, we watched it in the basement.
Because did you remember that every one of the cuckoo clocks is
That was pretty cool. Oh,
Disney,
Woody came out
Disney
from
or
one.
Pixar.
Yeah, that was it.
Really?
That was definitely a mix-up.
Oh, fun!
Mm-hmm.
So you can see.
They sprinkled those in.
A little bit of a
Lion King came out.
Easter egg kind of.
Yes,
Easter
exactly.
egg.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Okay, beautiful.
Whatever pops out of the cuckoo clock is a Pixar or Disney movie.
Oh, that's fun just to be able to anticipate that.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, cool. Well,
So
boom.
have your pause button ready
Yeah.
when you get to the cuckoo clock selection.
What about we haven't done grades, but you guys are both doing a full review here. What might as well grade it?
I don't know. To me, it seemed like a solid. I don't know. I don't know how I could hurt it. I didn't like the tight haircut on.
Okay, that's
she was
on
in it for like
awfully
7
specific.
seconds.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah,
Oh, Tinker
awfully
of
specific.
the fairy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Okay.
who that actress is. She's a great singer.
I as far as remakes
It's
go,
Cynthia Evo.
she's beautiful.
Erivo.
She has
That's
a-
the blue fairy.
Right, but she is maybe beautiful to.
Oh,
What
what
has
was
she
that
been? Oh,
from?
Bad
Oh,
Times.
she's in. Oh my gosh, what was that horror movie where she's like? I mean, not the horror movie. The Outsider. She's the autistic detective.
Oh,
right.
is she really?
Yes.
Chaos
and Bad
Walking?
Times at the El
No.
Royale. She was the singer.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. HBO.
She was
Chaos
phenomenal
Walking.
in that.
Oh wow, she's Chaos Walking.
Okay, I
She's good.
understand the look, but literally, you know,
Damn.
if you want to have her, you know,
She's got a short haircut.
okay.
Deal with it.
I'm
can-
just saying,
she can
if
pull
she
it
could,
off.
if they could have put some digital flowing hair on her, she
would've-
might have helped the movie
Dave
a
doesn't
little
understand why
Okay.
anyone would have that short of hair by choice
bit. No,
because he's jealous.
no, I understand it completely.
But you would prefer a fairy with long hair.
Okay, fair.
it's not me; it's the other people that are
Oh,
giving it the
okay.
33%. I'm saying.
Okay.
I
I
thought
just-
it was okay.
As far as a
Okay.
remake in general, we're talking about the project here. I'll give it a B.
I'm just
Give it a
saying.
B.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's a kind of a
That's
shocking
That's a
thing.
good grade. That's
You know
a
what I
good
mean?
grade.
It was like
It wasn't the best movie of the year. I wasn't gonna I don't know, go out of my way,
But-
or I wasn't super specific. Dan was. I feel like he liked the original more than I did. I
Okay.
guess
we watched it on a Saturday night,
that's where you
full
land.
popcorn downstairs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maggie
And it
took
was
her first
great.
steps during this movie.
Oh my
Legit.
gosh. Wow. Well, you're gonna be,
We'll remember
linked
it
to
always
this
for
forever.
that because I made real popcorn, and it turns out Maggie loves popcorn.
So you just hold one up and
she was
she
like a
walked to
monster.
it.
Yeah, literally. She was
my
she was like
gosh.
crawling all over everybody to get to their bowls, like when hers was gone.
Wow.
And
What do you
then-
call her, Baby Zilla?
Yeah.
She's like
Yeah.
a monster.
She is.
And that was enough to motivate her to get to. So
Yeah.
popcorn and Tom Hanks as
Yeah.
Geppetto, and you got a lifelong memory.
Yeah, if you can get over the inherent creepiness of the story, it was a good movie.
Love it. Love it.
Good remake.
Yeah,
Whatever.
There you go.
Speaking of which, also Disney Lightyear. Seen it?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I'm
Speaking
curious
of-
because
speaking of-
poor audience scores.
Poor audience
People
scores.
hated it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Maggie,
Speaking
I
of
watched Lightyear.
Huh.
Oh,
Maggie came over.
Boom.
Kelly likes to drop off her kids.
sometimes
You know,
if
like-
you'll let us.
She wants to go drinking,
Oh, yeah.
and so I had Maggie.
On,
or
I'm-
like stay in a deck
I'm
or
laying,
something.
I'm laying on the carpet right in front of the TV
Yeah.
upstairs,
yeah.
and so like I don't know what kind of view that is, like front row
Front
of
row
the theater.
Okay. Yeah. Boom.
And Maggie
Like
was on
chin
my
up.
chest, and we were both
And you're watching big old Pixar Lightyear.
I thought it was.
Buzz Lightyear.
I honestly did not watch it that closely,
Okay.
but it was a fine movie.
I did not have a problem with that. I didn't think it was like the best thing ever. But
I feel like they were flawed on the premise, is where I feel like most criticism came from. Because it was
Yeah.
like, wait, we
Right.
liked Buzz Lightyear as a toy. This is
Right.
the real Buzz
Right,
Lightyear?
right.
Like,
It's a
hard
weird-
to
Well,
understand.
how they
Exactly.
explained it.
That's
in
the thing.
The beginning was actually great. Like they did like a
How did they?
narration
Okay.
where they
maybe I'm
said
forgetting.
Toy Story, and they explained like this is the story of Buzz Lightyear.
Of an-
He was
But if-
he was a toy,
of a
but this is
historical
Right.
character.
this is the story that
Of the real
inspired
guy.
inspired the toy.
Inspired the toy, which
but if,
totally
if
makes
kids,
sense.
If kids and Don miss that narration, like, does the movie land?
Yeah, it does. It does because
It's spectacular
It's
looking.
completely standalone,
Okay.
and it is like literally zero to do with the toy, except for tiny little stuff like, you got a Zurg in there,
Sure.
right? And you have, you have some of the buttons on his chest
Yeah,
and things
you need
like
to
that.
know where that came from.
Right, and his helmet. And
At no time
so-
you're going to have a Miss Potato Head show up.
Right, there's no Miss
Okay,
Potato
it's
Head.
not Toy Story.
Right, there's no Woody.
True origin story.
None of that. But it's a standalone good story. And
it's very creative. It may be just like if you were expecting Toy Story, don't go there.
Right. I mean, totally right. You have Chris Evans as the voice of which
he's so good.
is so good. I mean, there was a bit of a controversy on that as
but
well.
it was fine.
But who cares, right? I mean, I guess right. The toy is going to have a slightly different voice than the real person. I mean, it kind of makes sense. That you wouldn't have the exact voice. Tim Allen, obviously, the voice of
but
him.
it was visually spectacular, I thought.
I thought so, too.
Because I'm not paying attention
Yep.
very closely, but
Mhm.
every time I'm looking at the screen and Maggie, our eyes are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Pixar, pantheon of movies, I would say it is
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
it's
I
not
would-
as good. It's not as good as Lava. I'm going to tell you that
Oh,
right
yeah.
Not as good as Lava.
now. Nothing is better than Lava to me. That's the peak.
There you go. Or any of the others, put them in your own range. But I would say it's kind of a mid one, but
They don't do anything terrible.
they don't do everything terrible. And a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tons of fun little concept-y stuff.
That's true. If I'm going to put like even a grade for Pinocchio, if I had to grade it within like Pixar Disney, then it would drop a notch.
Yeah.
C-ish.
Right.
Right.
They do a lot of good stuff. So I would say, do you need to see Lightyear? Maybe not, but I mean,
No.
You're looking for a different Disney movie you
Right.
haven't seen.
I mean, when we talk about, I
You
have
got
it written
kids,
down here
you probably
somewhere.
enjoy it.
Oh, I have another Pixar
Oh,
Disney thing to talk about.
Oh, wow.
okay, good.
One more. We're gonna have to split this show in
No,
half.
we're
or
not
something.
gonna. We're gonna give them
This
what
is-
they want.
boy.
Like
This is
an
like-
hour and a half
Boom.
Oh man.
podcast.
Okay, so Cars on the Road. So you
Oh,
know
yeah.
how
Anxious to hear
big
about
of a
this.
fan Mason is of Cars. So we were
Yes.
super excited to see more content
Yeah.
of the Cars universe. And that's Dan's favorite Pixar movie, like the
Okay.
original Cars.
Boom.
So big thing in our family. We
And
love
now-
it.
And now Disney Plus has a series,
Mhm.
Cars on the Road.
Okay, so I'm super glad that they did it. I love that which they couldn't have done it any other way than getting Larry the Cable Guy and Owen Wilson back. Like,
Oh,
no
gosh,
questions.
that
You
would've-
couldn't- You
yeah.
shouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah, then that would have been a definite notch
Right.
down.
I want more. I wanted more. I don't like that. So we haven't watched the whole season because
No.
we're trying to like pull it out a little bit. But so
Sure.
the first episode is 20 minutes, but then after that, every episode is only like less than 10.
Oh, wow.
It's only like 8 or 9 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So
How many episodes? Do you have any idea?
I think it's a total of 8 or 9.
Okay.
Somewhere in
That's-
that
that
area.
seems to
So
be
I
their-
mean,
what
very
they like.
short.
Yep.
But yeah, I just wish they would have done more. I want every episode to be like 20 minutes. I feel like they had so much opportunity. The premise of it, if you haven't seen any,
Nope.
it's like Mater and Lightning McQueen are going on a road trip. Such an
Yeah.
obvious vessel for
Boom.
a series of this. I
there
mean,
you
right?
go. Of
So
course.
that gives you
They're
the
cars.
opportunity. Yeah, that gives
They
you the
can drive.
opportunity to like bring in new characters and show
Sure.
different areas of the country.
Right.
It's like
People they come along on their
Right.
their adventures.
And that's like what I love about the Cars universe so much is that it's like this play on what people do, right? But
Yeah.
but
right.
relayed into cars. Some
Mhm.
of it like doesn't make sense, obviously, but you have to just gloss over that and appreciate its cleverness. But I just want more. Like some of the premises of the short episodes, there was an
Yeah, that's-
opportunity of character development, and they have to like spell it out instead of letting it play out.
Okay.
So if it was a 20-minute episode, it would have been phenomenal, but they squished it into an 8-minute episode, and it was like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, 8
Oh,
minutes
really?
that's
Did
basically like one scene.
Right.
Like one good bit.
Right. Yeah, it's like
That's hard to get a
don't
whole
call
story.
it a series if it's like
Yeah.
shorts.
I mean, the animation is
That's what it is,
expensive.
shorts.
It's
I know.
expensive.
That's why I'm like, did you
And
not get
getting
enough
Owen
budget
and
from
Larry, I
Was the
guess.
animation like full quality?
that? Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like very specific, different characters that come in. They go to like Dino Land, and they talk about, dinosaur cars roaming the earth millions of years ago, which obviously like doesn't make sense, but it's fun, and it's such a creative take on everything. And I just wish that they put a little bit more into this to make the episodes
How many have you seen so far? Like half of it, or?
Yeah, I think we're maybe like I said, the first one's 20 minutes, and then after that they're only
9 adventures.
Boy, they're gonna keep on
8 or
making
so.
Cars stuff forever.
They should, but I mean, it's just
8 minute,
it's
8
not
minute.
enough
It's not enough.
for everyone that was so excited about this. I'm like, they needed to be at least another 5 minutes. Per
Well, let me tell
episode.
you, there's another Cars-ish show that Mason and I have just watched
Oh yeah.
yesterday in the garage. Mason and I were watching.
Oh yeah.
HBO Max has
Yeah.
Batman.
Which that looks like Pixar
Oh,
Cars.
wow.
I don't
So-
know if it's in the same.
So you have Batman
production.
cartoon mixed with his Batmobile is Cars with the big eyeballs on the.
Oh, really?
And those are our episodes.
Ooh.
So
The one I thought when we ended it yesterday, it was like at 30 minutes.
they seemed long though.
What's it called?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not even sure. Batman on HBO Max.
Wow.
A new.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look that one up, because if you're gonna let your kids watch a show, like, what's the point of watching an 8-minute show?
Let's see.
There's many Batmans.
Yeah,
so.
there's too many Batmans. We'll have to look
Well,
up
you have
the
to write
specific name.
put Batman HBO Max cartoon.
Psh,
Let's try that.
I
It's the end of the
don't know.
podcast. No one's listening to us right now. Beth is going, when is this podcast going to end?
I know.
But we're going to find it out for you because it's really good. And the Batman parts are really good. The animation is.
Okay. Well, we'll just go with. It's not coming up in general here. But,
HBO Max. Write the word Max there too, Don.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I can look it up on my phone.
All right, I'll try.
But it's. Tell me what am I getting?
You're getting like an animated Batman show.
Okay, so
With all your penguins and jokers.
but then they also have cars that are
Right.
car-like, like from the show.
Right, so like
So the cars are a character themselves.
the Batmobile is actually like a Cars character.
and it speaks.
Yeah, and the Batman
Okay.
computer
Yes,
in the
sir.
Batcave is
Right.
its own character.
Okay,
like
that's
it comes
the
like the
Alfredy
Bat
kind of.
wheels.
Like
Bat wheels.
It's
It
Oh.
called
didn't come
Bat.
up because it has none of your keywords there.
Oh, really? It's called Bat Wheels.
Animated series about Batman's car on HBO Max. You know what though? HBO
Oh,
Max can't do
boom.
anything bad either.
So it's mainly about the cars.
Oh, but it's bright and beautiful, and
Oh, I love
on
it.
a 15-foot screen. It's spectacular.
Heck yeah.
So wait, because I didn't see much of this. Dave and
Wow.
the kids were in the
Eth-
garage watching this.
Dang. Dave just
Yeah, he was like, "This is good."
hunkered down with the kids,
Yeah,
just being one of the
basically.
kids.
I'll watch them.
So is it like they're like Batman is a separate character and his car is also a
Right,
separate
right.
character?
It's like-
Oh, okay.
Super.
So the
Powered
vehicles have
crime
their
film.
own persona.
Yeah, like his Bat computer turned the car so it could do everything Batman could do in the car without Batman in the car.
Okay.
But then there's
Gotcha.
scenes where Batman and Robin are in there. There's Batgirl
The people.
Sure.
on a bat cycle.
Yeah, you got Ethan Hawke as
Yeah, it's
Batman.
Right.
So you got a pretty big actor. to
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
love it. Well,
This was a long kids corner review today.
I
Yeah,
know.
we'll keep Kids Corners for the end.
I
But
love Kids Corner.
I know, it's good stuff.
Ah, I miss having a young child that allowed me to watch all of the cartoons because I love
Dave
animation.
clearly
It's-
loves the excuse.
oh,
oh yeah, like I'll watch your
He's like,
kids.
I'm just watching this for the kids.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not the best babysitter,
Mhm.
but they're not going to get hurt. So
if
Yeah,
you want to,
That's all that matters.
they may get butt cramps from being in a chair for 4 hours.
after you send them home, turn on HBO Max, Harley Quinn. I've told you about it
Ooh.
already.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Kaylee
Okay.
Kuko and somebody Lake.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? Lake. R-rated, really funny animated series as well.
Okay.
You'll enjoy it.
Well, coming up next, we'll probably have. We're getting close to Halloween. Bill and I will definitely give you a full review with spoilers of Barbarian.
Oh,
Barbarian.
We'll watch
We're gonna
Pearl.
have to have like a movie night horror show review.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And let's see what else we're gonna do.
I want to be so scared that you guys have to walk me back to my deck.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. You know, it's
Just
always
covering your eyes.
It's
Right?
It's like,
Me too.
are there outdoor things that are gonna scare you? I don't know. You know, you watch a movie that's scary, and then you walk out of the basement. Do you think like things are biting at your feet?
Well, when you get to the dark.
Yeah,
The
the
dark
shadows. You never know
outdoors.
what's lurking there.
Yeah.
What's lurking on the edge of the patio?
Yeah. Barbarian, my hands were over my face a couple times.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's.
Did you not want to go in the basement for a while?
I mean, you know, a Barbarian. If there's anything I can say about it,
that's what I want.
it will scare you. You should be literally scared. It's not going to be like, you don't need to be grossed out or anything, but
Yeah.
No, but I'm
you would
scared.
like a couple moments of full terror.
You're gonna take the stairs by 2.
There you go.
Right, exactly.
There you go.
Run. Run. Oh, extra
We have some light Indian music for you.
bonus. That's not Indian.
I mean, that's a good outro too.
We don't want to get. There's no way Don's putting out a hour and 48-minute.
No,
YouTube video.
Maybe
Why
a couple
not?
highlights.
Oh no, I'm putting it out raw. We're gonna put
Totally
movie
ain't
chatter on
nobody
the
got
front.
time for that.
We're
If
just
your
gonna-
battery is still running, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually in the screen.
Oh wow, we've been on video this whole time.
hour
Okay.
30. Hour 30.
I
Oof.
tried to scrunch over here. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise is visible. All right, well, say goodbye. You have to check out the
Check it out.
YouTube video.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I'm doing it. We'll do some
throw it
other
out there.
YouTubes
There'll
later
be like
this
2
week.
people to watch it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you can always cut this up if you want to, Don, too. But
No, that's a lot of work.
right, but I haven't given anybody something live lately, so
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is good.
Fair.
I just good old school podcast.
this is the best kind because
It
actually
is.
we
just-
haven't talked for a while. So
Right.
This is just-
I've
this is what we'd be doing
Yeah,
if
this
we
is our
weren't
book club.
actually.
It is,
If we
it
weren't
is.
podcasting, we'd
Love
be on my
talking with
deck
yeah.
doing
Just
the same
talking about
stuff.
this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I enjoy talking with you guys about this.
And then as soon as
I
I hit
sure do.
stop, we'll probably talk about
I know. We'll
More
say our
stuff.
Right.
best stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
Plank
usually
length
what
stuff.
happens.
the good stuff happens afterwards.
Like.
plank lengths.
Cool beans. And then we're gonna see Brahmastra.
You
part
and me are going to
one,
see it Thursday.
The Shiva this
Ooh.
Thursday.
We're going to see it.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're gonna see it, and then we'll do a video.
We'll do a
after
quick
that.
little video.
Oh yeah.
Where are you seeing it?
the
Menominee
theater.
Falls. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Full price.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thursday
It is
night.
available. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's subtitled.
Hopefully. We'll be in there.
Hindi language. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
The music is over,
Until next
Don.
time. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
See
See
ya,
you
boys.
later.